or Miss Tittus if you're one of my students coming over from Google Classroom. Today we are going to be working on a self-portrait. So a portrait just means that you're drawing a picture of somebody, and a self-portrait means that you are drawing a picture of yourself. So I will be drawing me today as my main drawing, but I will also be showing you guys how to draw some different types of hair, different noses, and things like that so you can make it unique to you. When drawing a portrait, we most often see our paper vertical, the tall way, and that is actually called portrait view. If you were to turn the paper and have it horizontal, this would be called landscape view, which is a picture of land. But since we're doing a portrait, we're going to keep it nice and vertical. The way I like to start my portrait is to start with the shape of the head. And I just do an oval. I take my time, go slowly, make sure I leave a bit of room at the top for my hair. And now that I have my head, we don't want it floating, so I'm going to continue down to my neck, and I'm just doing two lines that are curving out a little bit to do that. My collar of my shirt, a curved line connecting from here to here. And then from this corner, I'm going to curve down to the edge of the paper, and the same on the other side. And for this project, it doesn't matter if you have a perfect oval, because our heads aren't perfect ovals, and we are most likely going to be adding hair to cover up a good chunk of this outline. If you have shorter hair, you still have to take into account where does your hair begin and add in that. So I'm going to start with the hair first on my face. So with my hair, I'm going to do my bangs curved like that to cover the cover part of my forehead, and I'm going to do my little bit of bang here. And when you're looking at someone, their hair is always a little bit higher than where their actual head is. So I'm going to continue my line. And for somebody that has like medium long hair like me, I'm going to just continue down from here. And if you have wavier hair, you could do the same thing, except rather than doing a straighter line, you'd have a wavy line like this. Or if you have curly hair, doing a curly line like this. And you'll have to do quite a few of those. If you have braids, one technique that you can do is do two lines next to each other and do a little zigzag in the middle, and then I'm just going to connect where those points are to the side of the braid, and there I have a simple braid design. For my boys that have short hair, you want to think about, if you look in a mirror, how does the edge of your hair look? Is it squared off? Do you have longer hair on top and shorter hair on side? So I like to just start off with drawing where the hair starts. So some of us have more of a curved line. Some of us have more of a squared off line. Like this. And just make sure that you're looking in a mirror to see what does that line look like. And like I said, some of us have some longer hair in the middle, so you can go in the middle and then you can erase that. And you can play around with it to see what works and what matches your hairstyle the best. But again, don't forget to look at a mirror. All right, going back to mine, I didn't close this, so I'm going to close this really quick. And then I can add some more lines in my hair to create texture. So thinking about the way it feels. And remember, if you have wavy hair, these lines would be wavy. If you have curly hair, they would be curly. And if you have braids, I showed you that technique of how to create the braids. And I will also link how to draw braids in the description. All right, now that I have my hair done, I like to do my nose so I can figure out where the rest of the stuff on my face is going to be. So I could do something simple like a little, almost like a little smile line. I could do a hook shape and extend that up, or I can do some little bumps on it too to create a more realistic type of nose shape. My nose is a little higher than I want, so I'm going to fix that quick. So I always do the nose first because it helps me figure out where the rest of my stuff is going to be. Now I'm going to do my eyes. And my nose actually goes a little bit higher than my eyes because it connects to my eyebrows. So I'm going to just start with the top line of my eyes first. Then I like to do the circle. And then the smaller circle inside for the pupil. Make sure you color that in because it'll look a little weird if you don't. Close the eyes. That's optional if you want to do that. And my eyelashes. And yes, boys have eyelashes too. And my eyebrows. And then I'm just doing like a very simple line above my eyes. And on this side, I don't even have to worry about it because of my bangs. For my lips or my mouth, I can start off with a simple smile like this. Or I can do a big smile like this and show my teeth. Or I can make this smile line into lips by doing a mustache line almost on the top and then a curved line for the bottom. And then you can add some lines in the corners if you'd like. So this is my very simple self-portrait. So when I'm coloring this, I want to remember to try to get like as close as my hair color and my skin tone and my eye color as I can get. So you might want to play around with different colors to create a skin tone that works for you. In front of me, I have brown, I have yellow, I have peach, and I have orange. So not every crayon pack comes with peach. So I'm going to show you guys how to create like a lighter skin tone using yellow and orange. And then we can also talk about how we can create different shades by adding a little bit of brown, or by starting with brown and then going back and adding orange or yellow to lighten it up, or to make it warmer or cooler, because not everyone has the same skin tone. Even if we're lighter, some of us are a little pinker, even if we're darker, some of us are a little bit more tan, whereas some of us are a little bit closer to brown. So this is something that you can play around with. So one thing I'm going to do is show you guys, if you don't have a peach, I like to do yellow and then go over it with a little bit of orange to create more of a lighter skin tone. Okay, it's not going to be perfectly mixed because we're using crayon and not paint or colored pencils. Colored pencils might work a little bit better. Again, if you do have peach and you have a lighter skin tone, that's great. But again, not everyone is that shade. You might be a little bit redder, you might be a little bit more olive skin. So you could go in and add some orange to make it a little warmer. You can mix peach and brown together to create a medium skin tone. And depending on which one you lay down first can kind of affect how dark it's going to be. All right, so we got a more medium. And then let's try the opposite way where I do the brown first and then the peach over it. And you see how that's darker, but still not as dark as just plain brown would be. And also, depending on how hard you press, can change how dark something is too, or light. So I pressed lighter here to create a lighter skin tone. I pressed a little harder here to create a darker skin tone. And then also you can go around and play with adding orange to create an even like another skin tone. Alright, so just with the couple crayons I have, I was able to create like 2 different lighter skin tones, 2 medium skin tones, a couple different darker skin tones, just playing around with the colors I have. And nobody should be like pure white, and nobody should be pure black. So just think about how hard you're pressing with your crayon can change how dark it's going to be or light it's going to be. Alright, so now I'm going to jump into a time lapse to show you guys my coloring. One thing I forgot to talk about is ears. If you have shorter hair and you'll see your ears, you're just going to do a curved line on the side of your head. Make sure you're not doing it too long because they should be in the middle of your head and go from about where your eyes are to where the top of your mouth is, about that tall. Once you are done coloring your self-portrait in, you can take a different crayon and do like a design in the background. You can do anything you want. If you want to just color it nice and solid nicely, or if you want to do some stars or some circles or like some stripes, it's up to you. Some hearts maybe, just making it a little bit more interesting. I'll do a pattern of stars and circles really quick, just to finish it up. Then I could color it in more if I want, or I can just leave it as it is. And it's up to you guys. Alright, so here is my finished self-portrait. Again, trying to make a picture that looks like yourself. If you have darker hair, you can use a brown or a black, or if you want, you can use yellow to make lighter hair, or you can always mix the brown with the yellow to make like highlights. Don't forget with the skin tones to play around on a scrap piece of paper to see what skin tone is the best for you. Again, you can mix brown, peach, yellow, orange. Just play around with it, see what works. Alright, so that is my self-portrait finished. Again, trying to make it look as much like yourself as possible. Okay, it's really important that we recognize that we all look differently, but we are all special and unique in our own way, and we're all beautiful, we're all handsome, and each one of us is truly special. And it's really important that we recognize that even if somebody doesn't look the same as us, that they are just as special, unique as you are. Okay, so it's really important that we treat each other that way, that each one of us is special in that we each should get along and work together. All right, I'm gonna really miss you guys over the summer, since this will be the last official assignment for my students until this fall. I wish you guys good luck over the summer. Have a fun summer, and goodbye.